Carl Jung is an incredible psychologist who very much explored the archetypes of human nature. And in this book, The Earth Has a Soul, much of it is about the beauty of nature, the importance of nature, but there's also a lot of excerpts from his personal journals that were much darker, where he really struggled to reconcile the destruction that humanity was putting forth into this earth. Man conquers not only nature, but spirit also, without realizing what he is doing. To the man of enlightened intellect, it seems like the correction of a fallacy when he recognizes that what he took to be spirits is simply the human spirit, and ultimately his own spirit. All the superhuman things, whether good or bad, that former ages predicted of the daemonia are reduced to reasonable proportions, as though they were pure exaggerations, and everything seems to be in the best possible order. But were the unanimous convictions of the past really and truly only exaggerations? If they were not, then the integration of the spirit means nothing less than its demonization, since the superhuman spiritual agencies that were formerly tied up in nature are introduced into human nature, thus endowing it with a power which extends the bounds of personality ad infinitum in the most perilous way. I put it to the enlightened rationalists. Has this rational reduction led to the beneficial control of matter and spirit? He will point proudly to the advances in physics and medicine, to the freeing of the mind from medieval stupidity, and as a well-meaning Christian, to our deliverance from the fear of demons. But we continue to ask, what have all our other cultural achievements led to? The fearful answer is there before our eyes. Man has been delivered from no fear. A hideous nightmare lies upon the world. So far, reason has failed lamentably, and the very thing that everybody wants to avoid rolls on in ghastly progression. Man has achieved a wealth of useful gadgets, but to offset that, he has torn open the abyss. And what will become of him now? Where can he make a halt? After the last world war, he hoped for reason. We go on hoping. But already we are fascinated by the possibilities of atomic fission and promise ourselves a golden age, the surest guarantee that the abomination of desolation will grow to limitless dimensions. And who or what is it that causes all this? It is none other than that harmless, ingenious, inventive, and sweetly reasonable human spirit who unfortunately is abysmally unconscious of the demonism that still clings to him. Worse, this spirit does everything to avoid looking himself in the face, and we all help him like mad. Only heaven preserve us from psychology, that depravity might lead to self-knowledge. That depravity might lead to self-knowledge. Rather, let us have wars for which somebody is always to blame. Nobody seeing that all the world is driven to do just what the world flees from in terror. It seems to me, can we not understand that all the outward tinkerings and improvements do not touch man's inner nature? It seems to me, frankly, that former ages did not exaggerate. that the spirit has not sloughed off its demonism, and that humanity, because of its scientific and technological development, has in increasing measure delivered itself over to the danger of possession. True, the archetype of the spirit is capable of working for good as well as for evil, but it depends upon humanity's free, i.e. conscious, decision whether the good also will be perverted into something satanic. Man's worst sin is unconsciousness, but it is indulged in with the greatest piety, even by those who should serve humanity as teachers and as examples. When shall we stop taking humanity for granted in this barbarous manner, and in all seriousness seek ways and means to exorcise him, to rescue him from possession and unconsciousness, and make this the most vital task of civilization? Can we not understand that all the outward tinkerings and improvements do not touch man's inner nature, and that everything ultimately depends upon whether man, who wields the science and the techniques, is capable of responsibility or not? Christianity has shown us the way, but, as the facts bear witness, it has not penetrated deeply enough below the surface. What depths of despair are still needed to open the eyes of the world's responsible leaders, so that at least they can refrain from leading themselves into temptation.